Ladies and gentlemen, this is the You, Me, and BTC podcast, your Bitcoin entertainment Thursday night since, I don't know, like 2013 or something. 3.5 years going strong. I am Daniel Brown, and I'm here with
Timothy Baker. So excited to be here with Daniel Brown.
That was good, Tim. That's good, Tim. You got to get that excitement going. That's what every host will tell you. All that matters is the energy. So that's the darn freaking truth of it. If you can see my screen, I'm about to screen share and show you the place to be tonight. This is you, me, and BTC.com/live. This is where you can watch the video, which, if you're watching live, you're already watching that. You can chat with the same chat from YouTube. You can read our show notes and see what we're about to cover tonight. We're going to do an ICO quiz. I'm going to throw all the questions at Tim, and he's going to get them all wrong. And so then you're going to learn something because we'll tell you the real answers. And we're going to talk about a new decentralized token trading system on Ethereum. Now, both of these topics are kind of about altcoins, which we don't always get into, but we like to from time to time. And we explain our stance on altcoins from time to time. And we'll have a good time arguing about it, probably. A lot of people in the chat might disagree with us. Some might agree with us, and then they'll just go at it. That's the best way to do it. At the bottom here, you got our poll for tonight, which is all about ICOs. Are they worth it anymore? This is you, me, and BTC.com/live if you want to check it out. So I want to mention, again, if you can see my screen, this awesome Spells of Genesis logo. It is a blockchain-based trading card game. In fact, we're going to kind of sort of mention it a little later because there's they use some of the same decentralized trading technology that Ethereum just now got around to implementing. So we'll get into that some more. But trading cards on the blockchain, super secure, provably rare, and a cool app that goes with it. Any cards that you own, you can play in the app. If you want to check out more of that, that's at you, me, and BTC.com/SOG for Spells of Genesis. I also, on a similar note, a very similar note, I'm going to stop my screen share and show you this awesome poster I got in the corner here. It's literally like, I got some new digs today too. I didn't even mention that to Tim. I'm sure he noticed, but we didn't talk about it. My new digs here.
I thought you were wearing like a button-down shirt at first, and I was like, oh wow, Daniel's kind of taking himself seriously now. And then I realized it's some kind of weird sweater, not V-neck, but it's
like a half zip.
Yeah, it's like a yeah. And wait, I've never seen that with a zipper. No, that looks like a Russian officer kind of thing. You just need the sweatpants.
Oh, I was gonna say like one of those guys that would knock on your door and ask if you ever heard about Jesus Christ, but
no,
one or the other.
A caller. You gotta get a caller.
Well, hey, if you guys are listening to the podcast, I guess you just got to check out the video on YouTube.com/you, me, and BTC if you want to see check out my new digs and my awesome attire. Yeah, this poster, guys. Super awesome freaking dragon straight from Spells of Genesis. It's hard to tell on the video, but this poster is like the utmost quality. I got the best kind of paper that they had and a real big size. It's like 4 feet by 3 feet. It's just gorgeous in person. I got it at SOGbazaar.com. So SOG for Spells of Genesis, Bazaar like the marketplace.com. If you want to check that out, I totally recommend it. And so that's it for Spells of Genesis. And it is time to get into this ICO quiz. So, Tim, before we get into these official questions, they posted a quiz on Cointelegraph. And yeah, the quiz is, I think, supposed to kind of sponsored by Waves or something, which is an ICO platform. We're not endorsing them or whatever, but that's just kind of what the quiz is focused on. But it's still got a lot of good info about ICOs in general. So, Tim, before we get into the official questions, what do you know about ICOs? People who know ICOs.
People who know ICOs. So I know nothing. I don't remember what it stands for. You probably just said it. But I know we've talked about it before.
No, I didn't. See, that's what.
Show me the screen grab again. And then
I put that question in your show notes.
All
right.
Oh yeah, no, it's just a coin offering. You didn't. It came out of the top of my head. I know that is Well, I mean, it has to do with whenever you put out a new coin, and it's the beginning stages of putting out that new coin. No, but
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know much. I have a lot of assumptions, but I don't know much.
Yeah, no, that's fair. Not everyone knows much, and that's one of the reasons I wanted to talk about it. I said this in the show notes, but I had some friends just asking me, like, "What do you think about other altcoins? Like, how do I get some? Which ones should I get?" And so, that's I figured, and then I saw this quiz, and I said, "Hey, that's a great idea. We should talk about it," because a lot of people, and this is why I put out our poll that people can vote in. A lot of people will say that every one of them is a scam. Every one of them is just a pump and dump. It's possible. There were some successful ones in the past, but maybe now, yeah, maybe they're all just copies. I don't know. We got to get into it. But yeah, so Tim, I'll put this initial question. Initial, I said initial because that's the word of the day, I guess. This first question straight to you. And actually, I think when I did the quiz, I got it wrong. So we'll see where you end up. What is an initial coin offering, ICO? It's the same as an IPO, but the company issues physical coins instead of shares. An IPO is obviously when a company initially sells its stock. And they're saying this is the same thing, but they sell coins instead of shares. Option 2. I think I said option A and then option 2, but whatever.
We got
Option 2. It's an advanced payment made to a mint in order to secure its services when required. Maybe. Option 3. The practice of funding blockchain-based startups selling digital tokens to the intended audience. What is it, Tim? A, B, or C?
A, B, or 3. I say 3, but then I'm interested in how you got that wrong.
Is that your final answer? Do you need to phone a friend?
No, because it's going to be wrong now. But yeah, I'm going with 3.
That is correct. I got it wrong because I didn't even read the second two. I just read the first one. And I would still argue that mine's right in a sense because it is pretty similar. Like it is the opening of a new kind of organization, and they do issue coins instead of shares.
The answers aren't
so I would still
enough.
argue. Yeah. And that we might run into more of that later on. But yeah, the correct answer is number 3. The practice of funding blockchain-based startups selling digital tokens to the intended audience. Now, I never participated in an ICO. I don't even know about very many specific ones. I know Ethereum did it, and so I'll use that as an example. When Ethereum first started, they needed to raise money for development and for their new fancy cars, probably in the parking lot. So what they did was they said, we'll issue this coin and we'll just sell it. We'll sell these coins that we just made up, and we will sell them for dollars or whatever they sold them for to develop and buy cars. And then the reason the people would buy them is in the hopes that they would gain value, which in Ethereum's case they definitely have. I don't know what the initial price was for an Ethereum, but they are definitely on the rise right now. So some people probably made a lot of money in that. So there you go. That's your example for what is an ICO, and we will jump to number 2. Tim, when did the first ICO take place? This is an easy one to read. 2012, 13, or 14? Take it away. So I just said that.
What?
I was just going to say, I just said that if my math is right, we started YMB in 2013, I believe. So, so it's either, do you think they started before YMB or about the same time or after YMB, 2012, 13, or 14?
I mean, I do believe that deep in my heart that nothing actually happened before YMB. It is the beginning and end all of everything. But I'd say 2012 for this answer because I have to put aside my my devotion to this cult and say that, yeah, 2012 we'll go with.
All right. So we will get to the answer in just a moment. I want to thank everyone in the chat, NY Cartoons, Bitcoin Art Gallery, and D. Caldella's number 1. NY Cartoon says your audio is great tonight, Tim. So kudos for that. Don't let me down. BTC Art Gallery says that all of the ICOs are a scam. Hey, a lot of people say that, and you could be right, especially now that kind of the good ones are just gone. I mean, not gone, but Ethereum is, again, that's kind of the only one that I paid attention to. I guess it was a good one, sure, but you know, that the good old days are gone, I guess is kind of what I'm saying. This endless further and further deviation, this is BTC Art Gallery again, this deviation from the original financial instrument Bitcoin is what happens when you have endless conventions around the world with rooms full of hungry developers. Absolutely fair enough. Yeah, there are tons of people that go to conferences or whatever, and they want to make money. And they saw that Bitcoin did it. They, you know, Satoshi didn't. Well, actually, he did. He probably has tons of Bitcoin and tons of money. So yeah, and Ethereum did it, and whoever else, you know, tons of them have done it and raised millions. I think MadeSafe did it. They issued a token, and yeah, so a lot of people want to make money, and they'll try it this way. So back to the question of the day. When did the first ICO take place? Tim, did you say 2012?
I said 2012.
Incorrect. I don't remember if I got this right, but 2013. Mastercoin was the first one, a cryptocurrency and a blockchain-based communications protocol has conducted a crowd sale of its tokens in July 2013. So that was a little before YMB, but the same year, if I remember correctly. Okay, Mastercoin. That is I remember hearing tons and tons and tons about that, like way back in the day. And yeah, I have no idea whatever happened to it. So let us know in the chat. What was the largest ICO ever, Tim? Ethereum or Waves or Augur?
Ethereum?
Yeah, I kind of gave it away because I said it, you know, I kept talking about it. That is correct. They secured 18 million in July/August 2014. Currently the most successful. The DAO, which was based on Ethereum, was a contender with its 150 million, but considering that it was hacked and closed soon after its ICO, we can't really call it a successful campaign. That's kind of true. You know, it wasn't successful. Everyone knows that. The DAO totally flopped. But I don't know. It depends it depends what they raised $150 million worth of. If they raised $150 million worth of Ethereum, I would call that successful, because even if it failed, it still had, I guess they rolled. I wonder, I don't know if you know, because they rolled back the blockchain on the main Ethereum chain. I don't know if that rolled back the ICO or if it just rolled back the DAO hack. I don't really know. But my point is, if they really raised $150 million of something that has value, as long as it's not the DAO coin, if they raised $150 million worth of DAO coin and then DAO coin failed, that obviously that's nothing. But yeah, anyway, if they raised Ethereum or if they raised Bitcoin, I don't care if they failed. They still raised a crap ton of money, and I would call that the winner. But anyway, I digress.
Well, the only reason I answered that is because that was the only one I recognized. But then I looked it up, and the question is harder than I thought too, because it says Waves raised 16 million, so it's like a difference of 2 million. I didn't realize.
Oh.
I hadn't even paid attention to any of the other ones.
Yeah, same. I will mention Augur. Augur's kind of cool. Again, I didn't do the ICO, but it is one of the projects that is more interesting to me. I'd say even more interesting than Ethereum. Augur, I love the idea. It's a prediction market, so it's a lot of people would say it's just gambling, and it really is, but it's kind of like gambling with like important stuff and real information, you know, instead of just betting on your favorite football team. So I think it has a ton of potential, but it's another one of these projects that it gets talked about all the time, but it's also just been in development forever. So anyway, BTC Art Gallery says $1,900 shout out to the moon. That is correct. I've got a couple tickers here. One says 1884, one says 1916. Let's just take the average and say, yep, we're over 1900. Whew, that's freaking exciting. Ethereum, another comment from BTC Art Gallery. Ethereum lets you build your scam coin into their convenient scam funding engine where you can recycle profits into new losses. I can't say I follow every bit of that, but I believe you. Maybe they do. Maybe they let you make your own coins and just recycle the money into a new coin. It's possible. Okay, next question. Tim, what is the most popular cryptocurrency funded via an ICO? Ethereum is option 1. Option 2 is NXT. Number 3 is Golem.
I'm going to go with Ethereum again.
I think you're right. And yes, you are. Exactly. It's kind of the same question. Who the heck's ever heard of Golem?
Which one is the most successful? Which one's most popular? Well, normally those two are the same thing. Just in general, normally it's not just some kind of weird like, oh, this is the best one. They've done the best. They made all the most money. They're kind of underground though. You haven't heard of them.
Yeah. All right. I'm jumping into the next one. From an investor's standpoint, this is a very important one. What are the key signs of a possible ICO scam? Now, this one is totally up to interpretation, but apparently they have a correct answer. What are the signs of an ICO scam? Option 1, the project has a weird name and its homepage is too flashy. Option 2, its funding target is too high, 15 million or more. Option 3, it has an anonymous team, a lack of a clear white paper and roadmap, and it has no escrow wallet. Tim, what are the biggest signs? Option 1, 2, or 3? Do you need to ask the audience?
I just want to say all of the above, and also whatever picture they have there is kind of creepy. Why does the dude have a? It's like, oh, he's anonymously investing. But yeah, no, literally every single one of those, I'd be like, no, this sounds like a really like if you go on a website and for whatever reason they're doing a coin and it's one of those like spam websites and it's just flashing shit like at the beginning, yeah, that's no, I'm not going to do that. And from an investor standpoint, no, they're probably not going to do that. What answer they're looking for is probably, show it to me again, it's probably like 3 or something.
So anonymous team, lack of a clear white paper and roadmap, and no escrow wallet. All of those are option 3. Is that your final answer?
Oh, yes. Yes.
All right. I think you did better than me. I picked the flashy homepage, but that is correct. You, Tim, would make a prudent investor if you aren't already. Tim, would you consider yourself a prudent investor?
No. It's normally however something catches me.
Today, there are some things which are expected from a legitimate startup when running an ICO. Among these, the most important ones are an escrow wallet for contributions, disclosure of the team behind the project, and clearly defined and achievable goals. If any particular ICO lacks one or several of these, it's best to refrain from investing in it. That is, I'd say that's good advice. It's weird in the crypto space and in the Liberty space, we totally praise anonymity. We love Satoshi and we love the concept of his anonymity. But at the same time, we love the concept of public. We love the concept of transparent. I mean, that's the beauty and the mystery of the blockchain. It's totally public and totally anonymous, depending on what you're going for. Obviously with some caveats, and obviously all that could be improved, but you know what I mean. So yeah, at this point, it's probably just too risky to give money to an anonymous group. So that's what they're claiming. Apparently 93% of people got this right. Okay. Holy cow, I clicked back to my chat tab and it just scrolled away because there was a bunch of chat. Option 4, this is good. Another one from BTC Art Gallery. It's a scam if, option 4, the project is an ICO. Maybe. Yeah, again, he claims that all of them are scams. So if it's an ICO, it is a scam. Can it be all of the above? That's from NY Cartoons. Did you miss me, 21 Million Club? Yeah, we totally did. You're a little late tonight. Thanks for joining us, though. We did. We missed the crap out of you.
Buy some of my Bitcoin for $2,000.
All right. Next question, Tim. What is an ICO platform? Option A, a set of policies used by a company to define and direct their ICO campaign. Option 2, it's an aggregator website that makes it easy for startups to launch their ICO campaigns and for investors to subsequently find and participate in them. Or option D, a public stage at a conference from which CEOs of young blockchain companies promote their ICOs. What do you think, Tim? Policies used by a company to define the ICO, an aggregator website of ICOs, or a stage where ICOs present themselves?
Number A.
All right, number A. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean,
that is correct.
Yeah, party platform.
I actually did get this one correct, but that's just because I guessed that it was all about Waves, which is an aggregator website for ICOs. Basically, they just list all the ICOs. I'll just read what they say. Correct. Websites such as Waves platform and Iconomy, or Iconomy, I guess is is what that would be, are doing to ICOs what Kickstarter did to crowdfunding. They provide a place for projects to easily launch funding campaigns and for the potential contributors to just as easily search for those campaigns and invest in them. Founded in 2016, they are now one of the most important drivers of progress in the ICO market.
So Waves is an ICO platform. Like that's what
correct. Yep. It's a platform just like Kickstarter, really, but more decentralized-ish. Yeah, I don't know. It depends how it's like, yeah, whatever. Anyway, it's for cryptocurrencies. There we go. That's better. It's Kickstarter for cryptocurrencies.
Okay.
What is the largest ICO platform at the moment? Option A, Waves. Yeah, I kind of gave this one away too.
Well, I'd already looked it up, and it has a better name than Iconomy.
Geez, Tim, give them some slack.
No, I don't want to. They spelled it wrong.
It is Waves. They've managed to secure $16 million in funding and has been growing ever since. Hey, Daniel, did you guys find the articles I sent you guys on Twitter useful? I'm going to be dead honest, 21 Million Club. Any articles from you? So would you mind sending them again? I get a lot of links from a lot of people.
I tried looking it up last week whenever he said that he put something up. I couldn't find it. Wait.
All right. So yeah, at you, me, and BTC, if you need to send me a direct message, go ahead and try that. Yeah, a lot of people mention me, tweet me, message me. I'll try to find it. I'll do my best. Apologies. All right. Number 8. What ICO was the fastest ever in terms of money secured per minute? This is interesting. Option A, Gnosis. Option 2, Singular DTV. Or option 4, First Blood.
I need to see.
All right, so we're going to take a break here and ask the audience, because that's, what do they call it in Millionaire? Like Power Up or something? Lifeline. There we go. We're going to use a lifeline here. I'd like to buy a vowel. We're going to ask the audience.
A vowel? What is the audience?
I'd like a daily double, please. All right, guys.
Sir, are you drunk?
Yeah, so we're turning this over to the audience. What is it? Is it A, Gnosis, 2, Singular DTV, or 3, First Blood? My guess would be Gnosis, just because it sounds like the coolest name and the other one sounds dumb.
No, First Blood is definitely the best name for like a program.
Okay. So we have Rin Danghat saying Gnosis. And I know there's probably a bit of a delay between us and the audience, so I'll wait a few seconds for some other comments to come in. Tim, do you want to hum the Jeopardy music for us while we wait?
No, that wasn't it. Damn it.
What?
Wow.
What on earth?
No, I can't even do it. How does it? Fuck.
That's
That's not humming, Daniel. You did it. You have to come in from the beginning, Dan. That was the problem. I know that part. I don't remember the beginning. Thank you, Nemo
NY
Cartoons.
Cartoons
First Blood.
is claiming first blood. Yeah, yeah, Jeopardy music. All right, so it's a dead heat right now between Gnosis and First Blood. So once we get a majority, we'll go ahead and reveal the answer. I guess, Tim, what did you say, First Blood? I said Gnosis, so we're still at a dead tie. So we need one more answer to come in before we can reveal the answer. So, you know, we'll wait as long as we have to. We got plenty of filler content here. Tim's trying to like beatbox Jeopardy right now. All right, there it is. Gnosis. All right, this is the answer. Gnosis. Our votes are 3-2 for Gnosis. That is correct. Congrats, guys. Screw you, Tim. But congrats to the 21 Million Club and Rin Danghat. That's the correct answer. Gnosis managed to, holy crap, $12 million in 10 minutes. I wish I could do that. I wish I could do that. Should we give it a shot, guys? Should we run an ICO? Let's ask Bitcoin Art Gallery if I should run an ICO. All right, guys, last question. How much money in total was secured via ICOs in 2016? $1.7 billion. $103 million. Or $65 million. Tim, what do you think? We already asked the audience. I'll tell you what. I'll give you a 50-50 here, Tim. I'll narrow it down to 103 million or 65 million. I'll nuke the 1.7 billion dollar option because that's what I said and I was wrong.
Say letter 2.
Letter 2. All right, that looks like $103 million. Is that correct? That is correct. Congrats, Tim. You have won. Well, actually, I think as soon as you get one wrong, you lose. So you lost a while ago.
How kind of quiz works like that?
What? How do quizzes work?
I said, what kind of quiz works like that?
I was thinking of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. As soon as you get one wrong, you're out.
Never mind.
All right, guys. Well, thanks for playing, and I guess thanks to Cointelegraph for giving us a quiz to play on.
I didn't even know
they're not affiliated with us, but it was kind of cool. So that's it, guys. That's kind of some beginner stuff on ICOs. If you want to take Bitcoin Art Gallery's advice, I guess I would just generally agree with them. I mean, most of them are scams. You got to be freaking careful if you're going to get involved with it because you could easily lose money. But, you know, maybe if you try your luck, you can, even if it is a pump and dump, maybe you can sell it at the peak. I don't know. You know, just be careful. Have fun. I mean, if you want to get, if you recognize that it's gambling and you understand that and you don't risk too much, go have a freaking blast with it, you know? And maybe you will end up getting one that lasts like Ethereum for years and goes to $100. I don't know. So, and if you have an opinion like Bitcoin Art Gallery, don't forget to check the bottom here at our poll. You, me, and btc.com/live at the very bottom is our poll. Are ICOs worth getting involved in anymore? Rarely, or never. I know what BTC Art Gallery said. All right, guys. I got to run a commercial here, but we'll be right back, and I'm going to turn it over to Tim when we do get back, and he will share a little more about Ethereum, I guess, and a little more about tokens. They launched a decentralized token trading system, and I'm also going to turn off my screen share since we're done with the quiz, so you can see my beautiful face. But until then, I'll ask Tim to mute himself, and we will be right back. Purse is an e-commerce platform that lets you buy and sell goods for Bitcoin. Shop the world's largest selection at a discount, or set up a storefront and sell your own stuff securely with Purse's trusted escrow service. Sign up today at purse.io and use code Bitcoin to receive 10 free millibits after your first $50 transaction. Purse is also helping build and scale Bitcoin infrastructure with Bitcoin, a full node implementation of Bitcoin. Check it out at bitcoin.io and follow these guys at Bitcoin and at Purse.io. Alrighty, thanks for hanging with us through that. And it's time to move on. So, Tim, what is it? What is the deal with, I guess the name of this thing is 0x or 0x OTC. So what the heck is the deal with 0x?
Well, right off the bat from that name, you understand that this is a very, very risky investment. Now, 0x is basically the idea that if you're going to have something like Ethereum where you want to foster individual people, more decentralized, the idea where instead of having, I mean, that's the whole thing behind it is decentralization, is spreading it out more. And so then why would you have a trading platform, a trading exchange that is so centralized, and why would anybody build towards that? Is their thinking? So that what they're doing right now, and they're in the, what would they say? They went from white paper or functioning early stage application in 3 months. I don't know what functioning early stage application means in particular, because I'm sure it means plenty of different things. But the idea is take Ethereum, which is supposed to be decentralized, and you give people the ability to trade and buy and exchange in a decentralized way as well. And by doing that, I don't have the best idea of what to compare it to right now, but well, right now they're going to be trading. What's up?
If you want to compare it, my comparison, this is where I said we'd bring it back to Counterparty, which helps run Spells of Genesis. But yeah, Counterparty has what they call a DEX, or a distributed exchange. And that's what you could compare it to. Basically, I do this all the time. I can go on the DEX and just place an order to buy a card, to sell a card, and it goes into a block. That data, my order, is just stored on the blockchain, and someone can just accept that order from the blockchain by placing their own accepting order on the blockchain. So that's really how it works. It makes use of the blockchain's own decentralized nature to send buy and sell messages. That's the bottom line there. And I would say, again, I'm not really involved with Ethereum, but this idea itself, I think, is essential. It's not just a good idea, it's essential, because right now all we have to rely on is like Shapeshift. And that's another thing you can compare it to. Shapeshift is the centralized version of this, where you send one token and you get another token back. I mean, that's all fine and dandy, but I don't want to trust Shapeshift. Even if I do trust Shapeshift, I don't want to trust Shapeshift. Like, that's just a fact of life. Even if I do trust someone, it's better if I didn't have to. Like, that is so much more straightforward. You know, how much stress off my freaking back? I got enough stress, okay? I was home for about 5 minutes today. I had to hang that stuff behind me, and then I come home later after work, and I got to start a show in 5 minutes. That's stress, okay? I don't want to deal with trusting people. I just want a decentralized exchange. That's the idea. That's what you can compare it to. But yeah, Tim, so I need some more opinion there. Like, what does that mean? How good is that? How bad is that? What are the risks, upside, downside? And everyone else, jump in the chat, answer these same questions. Once again, you, me, and btc.com/live is where you can jump in the chat and do a bunch more. But yeah, Tim, what do you think? What do you think about a DEX, decentralized exchange?
Well, unlike Daniel, I'm not trying to pave my way and just say welcome to our computer overlords. But I don't want to trust anybody. I trust the computers. Just tell me what to do, guys. Just tell me tell me when to trade. Tell me who to trade with. But I do think I like your point about even if you even if you can trust somebody, it's better if you don't have to. And I would say on top of that, if like I want both options. If I can really trust somebody, if I know you like personally, then yeah, whatever, I'll use what you have. If nothing else, then because I know where you are, and it doesn't matter at that point. The whole
I know where
problem
you are.
the whole problem is with any kind of anonymous thing is, I mean, you don't really know. And what if, I mean, people who you know personally can still like take your money and just run, but it's a little bit harder than
No.
what?
I'm not sure. Maybe you're missing a part here, or
No,
maybe you're
I
just.
am. I'm talking about something else that I was going to eventually. Yeah.
Okay, I'm just going to point out it's not anonymous. It's just trustless. Now,
No, I know.
Your point is still valid in some senses that even if there is a perfect protocol, you know, the network could still just like they did with Ethereum. When they rolled it back, the network just said, never mind. So you couldn't trust the Ethereum blockchain because they just undid it. So there is that risk. But if you let that go for a second, it really is like they have a protocol. So you're still not trusting someone. You're not trusting someone anonymous. It really is like if I send this transaction that contains this data that says I accept this order, then I am guaranteed to get that to get whatever I bought from this other person. So they're not like anonymous people that you're just hoping will trade with you. It is a legitimate protocol that everyone on the network presumably is following that will guarantee that you will, whatever you're buying or selling will come to you or go from you. But yeah, so anyway.
Yeah, but
so does that make sense?
yeah, I think so. That, I mean, that does clear it up a little bit more, I think. So, but someone still has to, you're still accepting the offer. You're still accepting the trade, like from
Yes,
some kind of interface.
but I can't. Okay, let me see if I can explain this. I can't accept a trade until that offer is embedded in the blockchain. So whoever is selling me, let's say a Satoshi card. All right, that's the best card in this game. So let's say, and I've traded Satoshi cards before. Let's say someone is selling me a Satoshi card, and I'm offering them Bitcoin. If they post on the DEX, the distributed exchange, that they're selling a Satoshi card for, let's say, 3 Bitcoins. That's a rough market price right now. They can't rescind that order. I mean, they can, but if I accept that order, then they can't. So if I put up 3 Bitcoins in exchange for this 1 Satoshi card, they can't not give me the Satoshi card. So that's not an option. I'm not trusting this anonymous person to send me the Satoshi card. I am accepting that order that is embedded in the blockchain. So I am guaranteed to get that Satoshi card if my transaction that is accepting it goes through. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm just trying to completely reiterate the fact that I am not trusting someone anonymous. I am not trusting anyone. It is guaranteed to go through.
I didn't mean to say that you were. I was saying,
okay.
Your point about even if you do trust someone, even if you do trust whatever, it's still better to have something in the way of it. Even if you trust somebody with a gun walking around you, you're going to feel better if there's a safety on it. Like regardless, you can be your grandpa, your dad, like even you, Daniel. I would rather there be a thing where if Daniel's like, "Hey, I'm going to send you this," and I'm like, "Oh, okay, here's money for it." I'd rather there be something like, even if it's a robot that comes out and forces Daniel to do it at the threat of violence. I mean,
okay.
the government. I mean, the government. But it makes me feel better. And if you can do that voluntarily and without bringing a gun into it, that's great. And I think that again is why this is cool. And this is why they're making it. They're making it for other people to build off of.
Yeah. Okay. I wasn't sure. Yeah. That really is what this is. It basically forces you to give up the Satoshi card or the Bitcoin without violence, because you already agreed to it in a previous transaction. You embedded data that says, this is my offer. So yeah, that's really what it does, is it forces you to do something without violence because you agreed to it earlier. So yeah, in that sense, it's beautiful. I mean, there's no violence, but everyone has to stick to their word. Just in the same way that Bitcoin, there's no violence when I send a Bitcoin transaction, but I definitely can't undo it. Like, I just can't. End of story. So that's beautiful. And anyway, so yeah, more chat there, guys. James Bond says Tim looks so stoned. LOL. Maybe he is. I have no idea. Just like most things on this show. Maybe, could be right. I have no idea. NY Cartoon says it's sunny in PA today. Yeah, sure. I'm not there anymore, but Tim is. So maybe is it sunny over there, Tim?
Yeah, no, it was. Like yesterday, it was 90. It was the first time it's been up here. It's probably been 90 out by you since like March or something.
And that might have been freaking warmer than here.
Really?
Phoenix was. I mean, we'll probably hit 90 something today, but we got a couple hundred and twos and 104s coming later this week, or I guess early next week. That'll be fun. Anyway, I digress. Yeah. So there. I mean, I don't know what anything else to say about that, Tim. I think we more or less hashed out what decentralized exchanges are, and the news here is that Ethereum is making their own, which I fully support. And they have an image here. Let me flip back to my screen share so that everyone can see this. This really is a lot like Shapeshift. You can see right here. It's just like one coin, another coin, deposit one, get another back. It's a lot like Shapeshift. But I guess Shapeshift doesn't really function as an exchange. They function as just, this is how much a token costs, and I'm going to sell it. Whereas with this, it's extremely similar, but you can place orders at different prices and whatever, and wait for them to get accepted and whatever. So it has an exchange element, but it functions a lot like Shapeshift. It probably feels a lot like Shapeshift. So there's that, and they do say they have to these Ethereum tokens have to conform to whatever specific, I don't remember what it's called, but there's some sort of, oh, here it is, ERC20. So these tokens have to conform to this specific standard for them to work on this platform. And again, that's a whole lot like Counterparty. Counterparty are tokens issued on top of Bitcoin that have their own protocol and their own standards. And if you conform to those standards, then anyone using the DEX can buy or sell those tokens. So that's pretty cool. Okay, guys, we are coming up. We got a few minutes left, but obviously we've got one more segment left in the show, and that will be advice of the week. So I'm going to let Tim and myself think about it for a moment while I remind everyone to check out me and btc.com/live, because in the last few minutes of the show, we'd love for you to share your own advice of the week. So jump in the chat box there and tell us what you think about ICOs, about DEXs, about Ethereum, about altcoins, about quizzes, about Cointelegraph, about spells of Genesis. Tell us what you think. What's your advice of the week, proverb of the week, story of the week, whatever you got for us, let us know. And if you get it in the next few minutes, we'll be sure to share that. I have a feeling we might end a few minutes early tonight because we're close to wrapping up, but we will see, because it depends on what you guys got for us. But first, of course, I got to turn it over to Tim, because I need some advice, because the next 7 days of my life are about to totally fail, and I really need to pull it out of the ditch, and I feel like you can help me. That's a total lie, but I'm going to say it anyway. So, Tim, what did you learn today?
Your life is in a spiral. You need to just pull up. Well, first off, wear sunscreen, because this is obviously how your skin tone is supposed to look. You're supposed to develop like a lobster kind of thing whenever you put sunscreen on your face. So yeah, definitely wear that, Daniel, especially where you are. Anybody else, $1 million or 21 million, put on some little bit down there. Advice of the week. Well, I mean, this week I finally started like I still haven't done any kind of any meditating. I haven't done anything like that. But no, I did. I started jump roping. I started jump roping. This is my advice. Start
Okay.
jump roping. It's good for your calves. It lets you like pop your calves out a little bit, Daniel.
Hey, I
Not,
moved like 14 couches this weekend, so I don't need any exercise for the next 6 months.
but wait, you lift it with your back, right? Like you make sure you lift with your back, correct?
Probably not.
Yeah. Okay.
14 couches, like 4 mattresses, a fridge,
Who
a
you do
bunch of
anyway?
end tables.
Yeah. Other advice: don't get tricked into moving shit for people because it's if you like
it was for myself. I got new digs here. Come on, man.
you keep on. Wait, what do you mean? Anyway, yeah, and then pay other people to do it because it's not worth. You got to think about your body. You got if you don't. Yeah, I mean, let other people like me hurt themselves doing physical labor for you. Advice.
ICOs, quizzes, Ethereum.
Take care of yourself. Don't worry about Comey getting fired. The FBI was never going to help you anyway. They don't do anything. They don't stop child trafficking. They don't do anything but probably grow opium in Afghanistan. Maybe that's the CIA. I don't know. Other advice. I'd say probably spend some. I'm going to keep on saying spend more Bitcoin.
Oh yeah, at frickin' $1,900.
Yeah, spend a little bit, splurge a little bit. No, don't splurge. I hate when people talk about splurge. Don't splurge, but buy something because your money is going to be around for a while, especially something like Bitcoin where it can go up, it can go down. Spending $300 is, I mean, I can't say that it's not going to affect you and you're not going to miss that $300, but if you spend it, doesn't really help missing it anyway. Just buy it now anyway. Or try to apply a 0x, which is the company we're talking about. Try to apply a 0x to your life. When you make a decision, you just do it, no matter what the consequences are.
All right. That's an interesting idea. I mean, it won't be cryptographically secure, but you can still try to force yourself to do whatever you commit to, I suppose.
Please don't do that, please, because I'm sure many no, do not take that advice and do not cite me for that. I do not want to think about what everybody out there is thinking about doing.
Okay. All right. There's Tim's advice of the week. I guess I should say Robot Tim's because his robot voice kind of came back, but luckily it was at the end, so whatever. We got some thoughts from James Bond, the one and only, in the comments. He says Ethereum decentralized exchange equals toxic asset exchange. Totally possible. Maybe the bulk of Ethereum assets are toxic assets. I don't know. Maybe they are. And he also says ICOs equal toxic assets. Definitely possible. He also says Tim Baker equals well baked.
No,
maybe he means inside and out. It's possible.
I simmer like a good ham.
The 21 Million Club says buy more Bitcoin. It's 2K USD here. And I'll still buy it. Yeah, maybe he will. I guess that's what I was sort of getting there, but we were interrupting each other, Tim. I was trying to say, like, yes, I kind of would say that you should definitely spend Bitcoin while it's high. But at the same time, I have zero idea if it's going to go higher. It might go higher and higher and higher, just like Tim. So I don't know. It could. So as much as I think you should spend Bitcoin, I really don't think you should ever take my advice about anything ever anyway, which is why I give you my advice every week. NY Cartoon says his advice is don't buy Bitcoins from local Bitcoins. It might be 5.0, a cop. Interesting idea. I guess it depends how much you're buying. Maybe they'll consider you guilty of some old frickin' crime they got written on their pieces of paper. Yeah, be careful about that. You never know who might be. That extends to anything. You never know who might be a cop anywhere, anytime. I like that advice. 21 Million Club says cops are wily bastards. Go buy a hooker while BTC is high. 1 BTC equals any hole, all the holes, all night long.
See, I like our chat because it goes from
Hey.
advice of the week: be careful buying bitcoins locally, to James Bond being like, "Fuck a hooker in the ass." Definitely do that. That's a good idea.
Whatever you say, James Bond. Okay. My advice is I'll just drop back to the old straightforward classic. Beware. All right. Beware of ICOs. Beware of Ethereum tokens. Beware of altcoins. Like, I mean, what else can I say? Just be careful. Like, how is that bad advice anytime ever? Just beware. You never know who might be a cop, so beware. Yeah, that's that's my advice. Beware. I don't know what where is, but you should totally be it. Okay, guys, we're a few minutes short here, but hey,
Beware the
short shows are
party
good
is.
shows sometimes.
And you know where the
I have
party
been.
is.
What
Sorry.
would you say?
I said, be where the party is, and you know where the party is. Thursday night, YMB live. See, that was my first call
That's
back
good.
right there. It was.
I like that. I like that, Tim. You should be a comedian.
Oh yeah, no.
You should write for like The Simpsons or something.
Dude, I definitely should. I could do Family Guy.
Totally be where the party is, and the party is every night from 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. Eastern time, which happens to be 6 to 7 p.m. my time right now, but Arizona doesn't do daylight saving times, so eventually it'll be 7 to 8 p.m. my time. But regardless, it'll always be 9 to 10 p.m. Eastern time. Isn't that a fun story? All right, guys, I have been Daniel Brown, and I have been here with the one and only.
Tim Baker. Sorry, I kind of messed up your intro for me. Tim Baker.
All right, guys, we'll see you next Thursday. I don't need to tell you what time because I just reviewed the whole history of time zones. So, yeah, we'll see you next Thursday. Thanks for being here tonight. Thanks for jumping in the chat. NY Cartoons, New York Bitcoin Club, whatever, all those people. I think I just mixed two of you together. James frickin' Stag
Ring,
Hat,
ding,
whatever.
Ding hat.
You know.
Ding.
Seriously though, guys, even if I get your names wrong, literally it means the world that you're joining us, and we couldn't do it without you. So we'll see you in a week. And until then, head to youmeandbtc.com, tweet us at youmeandbtc, and I'll make sure to pay more attention this week. And enjoy this closing music. If you're listening to the podcast, enjoy Jon Stewart's closing music. So thanks for that, John. Peace out, everyone. We got 7 days, and we'll be back. Good night.
Bye.